So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen of the wild world. Here we are. This is one of the few games remaining to be casted and played on the Revolt Royale round of 16. Here, Mr. Loppy himself, the only Australian fellow, coming to the party, playing us Sweden, which is pretty interesting. It's been a favor receiving to the Revolt Royale 2. So great things. And we also have a tag for the explorers, Lou 3890. If you don't know Lou, I think he changed his name to something else, or it was something else before. I cannot remember what was before now. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was an old friend of ours, and it's nice to see that we have that as a memory of this guy that barely plays on the ladder these days. So here we have Sweden, on a favorite of my clan. So it's nice. I always like to see Sweden, being playing myself quite a lot of Sweden these days. So nice to see Mr. Loppy himself from the MFAL clan playing Sweden as a starter on Mexico. So you just a reminder, this is the first match of the series. We've seen this before, and if you're following this on YouTube, I'm just clarifying things a little bit. And on the north side of the map, we do have Reborn, the Indian legend, coming to Revolt Royale. Here is the explorer Tutia coming to the party, going after 25 wood, playing as the Dutch. Now this is an interesting match. This is a blind pick. I think this is an interesting pick for Reborn. I think the Dutch has great chances of having a win here. Hopefully this will go well for Reborn, as he is the current underdog on this match here. So they probably have a quite strong difference in elo, I can actually tell you guys. So as it comes at the time the registration, we had Reborn here with the 1600 elo, maximum of 1600 elo as well, where Big Loppy is on the third place of the elo list here for this tournament, with current standings of 1960 elo, and he also got a maximum elo of 2100. So it's quite a big difference here. I think if we see 2-0 from Loppy, it's more than expected, but we've seen some upsets in this tournament. We've seen that when it comes to Revolt Royales, it's not the same as just a supremacy match. So that is a possibility that Reborn can take this, and he's aging up with the, let's have a look, the Puerto Master. And we decided to open with the house loan, so that allows him to get his first bank, since he saved some of that wood from the start. So he's gonna get pretty fast the first bank here, and possibly get that coin income pretty early. Let's look what Loppy's up to here. Loppy aging up with the governor, and now getting his first market upgrades. We do have him not fully committed to torping, which is interesting. We've seen a lot of people being really fully committed into chopping wood. He has 2-5 people on food, so that's an interesting thing to see. And that's the Revolt Torune Revolt deck here. It has the views. It has also the, I never actually say, I always say Ironworks, but that's the Agonsburg Ironworks. We also have ranged cavalry combat. We have also German mercenary contracts. We've seen this in people's deck, but it has not been sent yet, and I think this is a great card to have if we actually manage to just sneak it in. I think this is a very decent deck for a Revolt. I think if you can possibly send all of these, they are very useful. If I was a Kokasa, I would flame his deck. I would not. I actually don't. I think this is very acceptable for his strategy. Yes, the cavalry HP, but depends what you want to send, right? And also the cavalry upgrade you can get into in the revolt as well, so you don't need to have fin horses. I think having fin horses sent before, I told you this before, I don't think that's a good thing. But let's see what Loppy comes with, if you're gonna have a stronger strategy or not. Reborn, on the other hand, also having the Amsterdam and the Rotterdam cards in hand, opting for going for now for 600 wood, preceded by the 700 wood, and now he's on his third bank. Decided not to go for the bank wagon. I think that's a wise decision. Allows him to have an extra shipment instead of actually sending the bank wagon himself. Funny card that we don't have on H4. Here we do have the higher little bombards that ships a number of little bombards. There are 3 of them. That I think that's sort of like the Italian bombards. We have the factories. Also Tulip Speculations, a good card to have in your deck. 2 heavies, 70 rooters. I think that's just extra stuff. You're probably not going to be used. You're not going to be able to send all of this. Also have the church card. That's probably a must, since you want to have the coffee beans or the coffee something. I call it coffee beans, but it's something trade coffee, whatever it is. And the Dutch state army, the mercenaries arrive, train and move faster, but Dutch infantry and cavalry is now more expensive. Enables Highlanders in barracks, horsemen in stables, and both in taverns. We've seen that we had the Royal Horseman done by battle with. He had a very nice strategy that he went for with the USA Revolt, with Royal Horsemen, and the utilization of H4 horse artillery. So possibly you can have that. So look at this circular base that Reborn is going for, and with the church now in place. And now let's see the name of this card. That's the coffee trade. Not coffee beans, but that's the icon in the image on the picture. Anyway, so let's see what else these guys are up to. So I have missed all of the treasures these guys are going for. We do have a 7 minutes timer for the 3D time. That is no access to any TP. I think this is out of scope. As you can see, we have the Navajo settlement. You have access to the Navajo riflemen. This is a light infantry. The natives do not. This is a native that does not require population space, which is a very important thing, and it has a bit more HP movement speed in comparison to normal skirmishers, and costs no coins. So it just costs a little bit of wood. So the Navajo could be an option to increase the pop as soon as you get to the 7 minutes mark, and you still have an option to actually go for that if your civilization have the extra resources. And I think if you go for Finland, I think it'd be a great idea. You're gonna have extra wood, so you go for the Navajo settlement plus the food and the wood, so you can just add Navajo. I think that's a great settlement to have, especially for Sweden. You also have the Navajo weaving, gives 5% infantry and cavalry HP. That's pretty interesting. Nice. A lot of HP is actually a boost here. We have a Navajo scout here and an envoy from Reborn, scouting everything that Loppy is up to. That's pretty cool. We also have some fattening ship here. We going for placer mines. We already have steel traps and log fumes. Yep. And aging up with the bishop and getting the extra. You see, I already have ironworks in place, or the Egglesburg. It reminds me of that guy from that movie, the hamburger, Hungersburg. Anyway, that's not that funny. But yeah, what else we have onto the Navajo settlement? I think we do have one. Apart from these, also have this 20% coin gather rate from villagers in fishing ships. So I think if you want to have more gather rate from villagers on coins, and you also have 100% herdable fatten rate, 30% additional effectiveness for fattening livestock farms and villagers. So this could be a thing if you want to go for some sort of fattening or cattle. So that's going to be really boosting that side of things. I just don't want to miss too much onto the settlements and try to miss what the players are up to at the same time, because this kind of start is not there is not much to see here, but he went for the first church tech here that allows the extra vision. The gas lighting is for the building, so he had for the unit ones. He also sent this one here to the church with us for the coffee beans, and he's sending now the Dutch State Army, and he's on 7 banks, which is from the coffee trade, and also age up with the bishop. So really nice. And we are at 10 minutes mark with 7 banks. We are macroing pretty well here for an age up. We're gonna get pretty soon. Loppy is also with two town centers here. Also very close to an H4. Managed to torp all of these, all the mines around his base. Next, the outpost that he age up with. I think he age up with the outpost, and he aging up with the Papal Guard. I think that's where you get your free upgrades for pikes, I think. And here we have log fumes, log flume, and the logistician age up. The logistician age up, I don't know what it does. Let's go for the free food party app. So let's select the Dutch, and age ups, and age 4 logistician. It gives you a fort, so you're gonna get a fort on the age up. There's another Maya Hokan experiment here, giving Reborn total visibility of Loppy's base. Look, this is Reborn's view here. You can see everything that Loppy's up to. I mean, taking total control of his base, even with the dog, the Fang, the tame coyote, taking completely control. Loppy, on the other hand, doesn't know much what is up there. He know he's on 2 town centers, and but that's about it. So there we go. You're gonna get into H4 now, guys. I think they're gonna come out almost at the same time. Both of them reach H4. 38. You got the fort coming up here. 2 minutes into the game for the end of 3D. You also have the Apache settlement here. Apache settlement gives you Apache cavalry. It's a light cavalry and also do not require population space. Plus it gives you also experience to treaty, because all of the settlements are native, not Europeans. And also we have 50% villager HP movement speed, so it could be good for your villagers, for your, maybe for Sweden, as he might want his Karelians to have a little bit more HP. That's very good card here for him. A very good upgrade for him to actually have this Apache cactus use. Movement speed, Apache endurance, very nice for all military movement speed. And also you have Apache raiders that give attack multiplier versus villagers for the Apache cavalry. So this is only for killing villagers. I think this is on the least useful, but having now sending the both factories is going to follow up through the northern forest, and I wonder what else is going to be sending through. As a Sweden Revolt, we are 1 minute 20 seconds for the end of 3D. There we go. So now we are starting to send 2 heavies. It's missing on the tulip speculation, so you're gonna have like an early power with the heavies. But is it wise not to go for an economy instead? We also probably gonna miss up on the cavalry hit points. We're not gonna see people send these 2 cards yet. I don't think we're gonna be seeing them anyway. We are macroing now for the revolt, and okay, the Nardon. There we go. Card just arrives, and look at the 3, and then the wood income is gonna go bonkers now for Loppy. And here we go. That's the Finland revolt coming through. He's gonna miss on the German mercenary contracts. I think I actually would like to see this card being used more often in combination with the Jaeger combat. That would be pretty great. I think he could have gone for that and play a little bit more defensive. but it does not really matter that much. He's going out for the pike upgrades. They're free, and oh, the first is not free. I think like the second's free. I'm not sure, but the Karelia Jaegers straight away going for the for chopping wood, and we're gonna start making more Karelias Jaegers from the town centers. They have 48 Karelian Jaegers at this point. And we have Reborn here edging up with the South Africa. I was not expecting this revolt. And we are sending more 2 banks out of the bat here. And we're gonna be eating on 9 banks. Imagine if you send something like instead of the 2 heavies, you send something more like Rotterdam and Amsterdam. He would be sitting on the like 7, 9, 11 banks. It's very, very risky though. You might not even survive this. But he's saying he's making 4 coverings here, and he also doesn't has a canteen. That's the very good question. He might need a tavern, right? A canteen, whatever, some different names that this game comes up with. That might be useful just to get the use of the card that he sent in H3 to make special cav and other units, other mercenaries. But here you go, blue guards, 3 of them. There's a big Musk Falk push here for Reborn. He has a lot of coverings. I think Loppy doesn't want to push. He's trying to use his economy. He's trying to use the Karelia Jaegers to actually just stay in base, and he started making pikes. And but church card wise, I wonder if you send the church card, because if you send the church card, you can actually you can make Sovalax Jaegers. But I don't know if you revolt to Finland, the Sovalax Jaegers becomes Karelian Jaegers. I actually missed that point. Do you know about this, Loppy? I wonder if you know this. Resource wise, he's looking pretty good. You need church card for speed. Oh, they don't. Okay, so the Volax remain. So it could be a very interesting card. You have sent the church card. You need, like Bat was saying, the church card will be very useful if used for the speed alone. And here comes a nice volley into the Karelian Jaegers. We're looking into the defense base here of Loppy. There's a massive force here. We also have coverings on the field. We've got a couple of Highlanders also. For Reborn, he has 12 Highlanders and the 30 Royal Musks with a total of 4 heavy cannons. The heavy cannons actually doing a lot of pressure. It does help quite a lot in the beginning, especially because Loppy is being a little bit more passive. But he is actually taking his time to use all the upgrades that he can have from the arsenal. But he has 4 heavies now of his own. There we go. He already has the Jaeger combat in the field tent. The pikes are walking in, and then you have 71 Karelias coming through. But the cover is just having nice volleys at the heavies, and having 4 coverings. Can we actually get those heavies? We have more heavies on the back as well. The cannons, the initial cannons from Reborn are actually being caught up, and you still have 4 coverings. You still can get those heavies. Now it's a matter of how can he actually keep these coverings alive. I think he's just gonna actually give up on them. He does have a lot of coin in the bank, but he's not making any more coverings and not making any more units. Instead, now you go that the Highlanders start popping up, and the horse artillery as well. And Loppy managed to repel here this initial push. We have an extra shipment as well. I wonder what he's gonna send. We also have the track wagons. He's actually keeping that as a reserve to actually use that a more defensive approach. And the Dutch now is on 50 villagers. He's sending now land grab. Makes your rice paddies, farms, livestock, pens, sacred fields, village estates, and ascendants are cheaper and build much more quickly. Interesting shipment here. I would expect something like Huguenots for boosting economy. But here comes the horse artillery. You know, Batu has been promoting this since his last game, and he's been telling this when his castings, and now we're seeing more horse artillery being used into this tournament. Copper mine being used, and Loppy is now following with taking down the TP line. I think that's going to be a very good addition to his economy. And look at Loppy's economy. He's just great. And I think he can have blackberries anytime. He's infinite blackberries. He also have infinite prospective wagons. If you just want to keep the economy going and make it even like something like Karelian Jaegers, that's why I would like to see you only have Karelian Jaegers. Let me see the Karelian Jaeger stats compared to a Savolok Jaegers. I think the Savolok Jaegers must be better, but I'm not sure. And I think he sent Northern Wilderness as well, so they can actually gather other resources as well. Look at that, he's gathering coin. So his economy is just great, and he can actually start utilizing the other resources on the map. So there we go. Let's see this is going to be coming to macro here. They automatically stop gathering the macro here. Let's unpack this Reborn. Let's make uses of these units. And now the lack of covering now this time is going to really hurt him. And the macro is also... He's killing like four heavy cannon shots in a single Karelian Jaeger. I can't believe this is going to actually kill anything with a single heavy. Let's go. Reborn coming through hot. We can do it. We have the economy as well. Both of these guys, they're playing really safe. I mean, Loppy is doing great use of economy wise from the Finland. We've been the most passive we have seen so far. More economically focused as well. He's back into farming, and he's not making more Karelians. But instead, we're going for a pike push here in the back. And I wonder where he's going for. He's going for the factories. The pikes are pretty cheap. I don't think he cares out very much about that. Reborn, though, has a couple heavies on the back. I think he's going to be able to deal with those pikes that are incoming. The Jaegers going for the artillery foundry. Let me see if I can keep track of everything. Both of these guys are also sending on their shipments as well. So he's going for killing villagers as well. So Loppy managed to take a heavy as well. So both heavies die here. A little bit of attention has been diverted from the spikes here, and Reborn retrieves a little bit here, heading to attend to his base. We have a forward base here from Loppy as well. Very cheeky. And we have also a couple of stables here, and here comes the Royal Horsemen. They are not upgraded just yet. So I wanted to see where he's going with this. I think it is, if it is actually doing pikes on this side of the map, because we have this revolt, so he's going for this. Increases the block houses, enable to be researched, upgrades into your blockhouse. I think this is a great card to descend, because increases the blockhouse limit and enables the research Imperial ranged cavalry musketeer type upgrades at a cheaper cost. So he can upgrade his these units here for cheaper. It doesn't seem any cheaper. I don't know, maybe is this cheaper? No, I don't know which ones are cheaper here. Yeah, the Royal Horseman takes care of that. Now you have some Karelian raiders. See what South Africa is doing. He's sending 2 town centers. Oh, really? Why he's sending town centers? Does he want to make more villages? That's interesting. I was not expecting town centers to be sent. He also can make Royal Horsemen from the cantinas, or from the Grove Vogel. We see some horsemen approach here. I think he can just dive in and you'll be able to take all of this. He's being very reluctant. Also a bunch of Highlanders coming in from the back. We do have Bastion here into the walls. This alone is just going to destroy everything. Yeah, all of these Karelian Jaegers also gonna perish. So look at this front that Loppy is trying to out APM his opponent. Is already start sieging the factory and coming to different fronts. Reborn managed to repel into this side, but quickly Loppy managed to reestablish himself into the other side of the map. And here comes the Carabiniers upgrade as well. We've got a couple of track wagons in the field. We are suffering. We are being APM challenger here from Loppy, coming from different fronts on the map. We have an extra shipment as well. Now with the Carabiniers, you're gonna be able to send. Look at this. Let's see what he's up to. I think he's using the pikes for a little bit of visibility, and he's actually killing villagers. He's on 34 villages, guys. That's South Africa. He was supposed to be on 50. I wonder if he was on 50 already and he lost so many villages or not. Finland, on the other hand, is making more Karelians, and we have a bunch of them. He's still gathering wood. Factories on heavies. The only thing that I'm concerned is like the berries are dying. They're gone, and the copper mines are also going away. I wonder if I think he sent more ones. Yeah, he sent already spec wagons, which is good. It's gonna keep the coin income. Here comes more frontier blockhouses, and his artillery. There's a lot of artillery here being picked up by Loppy. Sorry, being picked up by from Reborn. Losing a lot of heavies here. I think finally Reborn is stabilizing a little bit in both sides of the map now. He's taking the TP as well. I think they should have taken this TP long ago, both of them. Both of these guys. Even maybe taking the trade post side to be a thing. And here comes some horse. Actually, this is a horse gun. Some horse guns taking down some of these frontier blockhouses. They have 2,000 HP, and also you can send this upgrade here. It's very expensive, but blockhouses get a cannon attack and more hit points. So I think they become like those outposts with the bombard attack. And also he has a chance to upgrade for the pikemen for Imperial Pike, right? He already has a Dark Owl Pike from the age up. I think these guys are Imperial, or I think Imperial stats, and more frontier blockhouses being spread across the map. And he's trying to get as many as he can. He can also send the Stellar Horde. I don't know if it does any good. We've got Imperial Drabants being sent now. We already sent Finn horses as well, so we can have a cap switch. But Reborn decided to have enough of this, and he's coming for the push, challenging the Karelians. There's a lot of horsemen. There's 2-3 heavies here. They're gonna do a lot of damage to the Karelian Jaegers, and they are caught up alone. There are some reinforcement. There's actually a lot of reinforcement heavy cannons that are going to be able to deal with this very quickly. But also take some information. The Imperial Drabants are on the way, and some of these heavies are now dwindling, and the Karelian Jaegers doing very good, making good use of that multiplier versus heavy infantry, and that push dies out from here. But there's another push from this other side as well. Managed to repel that front base that Loppy was creating on the other side. They're Imperial Drabants now. Yeah, he doesn't have the trample tactics. I don't think he needed that, to be honest, but I don't know why he's going melee though against these guys, because they have 30 range resist. I would rather kite any day. I would still kite with my Trabants and try to kill the Royal Horsemen without them actually let them touch you. I don't think you need to let them touch you in the first place. Reborn feeling quite protected here, and also now with the capital sending economy cards now, that's excessive taxation. We have deforestation. I think that's not going to be very useful. It just doesn't have much wood left anyways. You also have some these use. He can send in this. This is improved the gather rate from the villagers, or this one here, 5% infantry and cavalry HP. I think that's a pretty good card. But we are sending, I think I just saw Wanderlust being sent. This pretty much increased hit points of villagers and land military. So you can see these villagers now at 255 HP. They're quite tanky. I think he lost a couple of banks. He's on 10 banks. He can make another bank here. Gosh. I thought he, without Rotterdam, he couldn't do 11 banks. Apparently he can, because he's already on 11 banks. And he apparently, yeah, 11 banks. Ooh la la. Okay, man, the Royal Horsemen now, they're gonna do great work. We need to, there's a good grab switch from Reborn, catching Loppy by surprise. The Drabans are there. Let's look at the Loppy point of view. He's lacking coin. He needs coins. He needs this Karelians to survive, so he actually can gather the coin that he needs to actually make. I think he needs to stop doing using his factories for heavies, and he needs to put them on coin right now. He's really struggling. He loses a wagon here, and he loses a copper mine. That's very unfortunate for Loppy. He is struggling on the core department. He could have put in that thing over here. Charge goes down, and the horse artillery coming with the Royal Horsemen, doing being very successful here. Look at them. Look, they have 30 damage, but they oh my gosh, they are now on 1000 HP. I think they constantly being boosted by if you look by this card, does he keeps sending this, it keeps giving 5% HP for land military, so these guys keep on getting more and more HP every single time and becoming harder and harder to kill. Here comes Imperial Drabants as well. Let's see, just 4 of them, and they walk into melee mode. They don't do very well melee. I don't know, I think they have multipliers versus heavy. That's why he's going for this. They do have 1.5 multipliers over the heavy, but they don't know have the HP or the strength to face them one-on-one. I think you have to go for range. Just use range and kites. You know, these guys, they are 6.69. These guys have 7.25 movement speed. They just can kite all the way. It's just like that. But he's going for melee. I don't know why. But Loppy is actually doing a front of himself. He's getting some views here in the back. We're on 48 villages. He's going for villages. I wonder if he's going for villages is the best thing that he can do. Nonetheless, he's going for it. Let's look into Loppy's point of view once more. Finally managed to repel Reborns and getting a breather. But so much infrastructure has been lost. He still has 13 torps. And he's on 34 Karelians and making pikes and still making heavies and going to the attack, going for the forward, trying to do damage to the economy. But that's just gonna give Reborn, let's see what he's up to here. He has a lot of people here on this coin. This is the 100,000 coin, the diamond mine. This is insane amount of coin he can get from these things. And then he, with that coin alone, he can just use taverns. And also has the capital as well. Don't forget, these guys are gathering coin at 1.1 coin per second, each one of them. And now here comes some very beefy Highlanders with the artillery of heavy horse gun to take down the frontier blockhouses. And no use of the trading post just yet. We are under popped anyway. We need to take control of what's going on. We also have a couple states here. These guys are gathering at 1.10 on the states and 1.11, so that's pretty much like the same at this point. They're gathering from the gold mine or from the state, pretty much the same. I wonder if he sent someone more. So still not catching any. He's still not thinking of doing the wagon warfare. That's also something a card he can send and get the use of war wagons. I think that could be a good card. That also, do you get a bunch of them in the beginning, or you just enable them? You just enable them. You don't actually get none of that. And this you get 5 wagons and 2 track wagons. Also could be a one to sort of bother Loppy a little bit more. The score looking pretty good for Reborn at the moment, but I don't know how much the score really means. And these guys are still on 1080 HP. I think Loppy might get another shipment now by killing this last horseman. There we go. He's gonna get a shipment. What he's gonna go for is on 57 Canadians at the moment. Having quite a lot of the upgrades yet so far. He could send these. What does he need? He's going for blackberries, and I think I don't think he needs blackberries right now. These guys are on berries, right? These are on berry bushes with 1,000 food. I think they replace or they add to. I think it doesn't need it. Instead, he's gonna go for the finished taiga. All the present house block houses start with 1 spawn tree. So 1 tree for each of them. And I think these trees have something like how much wood on them, I wonder. Let's see. I don't want to miss here what Reborn is saying. He's saying there's 6 outposts and 2 track wagons. He has a lot of track wagons. He has 8 of them. He's keeping them across the map. You can actually, a good use of these track wagons is put them next to your states, and then you just drag your villagers and put them inside. They have a 400 HP, and you can actually carry your villagers away for safety. So it's a very, very nice way to not lose our villagers when being raided. An attack front here from Reborn being repelled by the great mass of units here from Loppy. There's a lot of heavies as well in the field. How many heavies he has? He has 6 heavy cannons, and the Trabants is still on melee. Why he's going on melee automatically? Stagger mode, extra space. They don't have range attack. Why? What's going on? Is this something that he sent that made them like that? Do you know about these guys? I'm confused. These are the not normal. They don't have range attack no more. Why they cannot go into range? They look. It could be a UI issue, but they don't show what's selected here because this is melee mode. This is a stagger mode. Extra spacing helps avoid cannon fire. Defend. Well, how about the range attack? I'm a bit confused. Have some walls here on the top. That's the second layer of wall that Reborn has prepared, and we are playing some treaty mode here from Reborn. He is going very, very defensive. He has to use every single artifact in his power to actually combat someone that has about 700, 600 more elo than you. So I don't hate this. I think that he has to use everything in his power to take this victory, and he's doing a very great job so far. We're on 40 minutes, probably one of the longest games so far into the series. And look at this, the raids are coming strong on the back line. Reborn doing a great work so far, forcing Loppy to come back with 20 Trabants on the back line, leaving his heavies exposed. But I think they're all dead. Look at Reborn making multiple fronts as well, and they have some of these unupgraded outposts in the field as well. At some point you gotta, yeah, this, let me see if Reborn can send he's actually getting the upgrades for his outpost just now as you're talking. He's still on 56. It's on 38 villagers. 44 villagers. It shows 56 here somehow. There we go. They're shooting now. I think this doesn't work on the replay mode. You don't actually get to see that. Even the message is probably wrong. This is not stagger mode at all. This is the range attack. It doesn't really show their instance anyway. Okay, we're missing some action here from Loppy going to the side of the map. There we go. Another wave of Wanderlust. Let me see. This guy's also on 1080 HP. So you're gonna get 5% more, so at least 50 HP more. It's gonna go to 1140 or something like that. Let's see. 1125. Getting more and more tanky this cavalry over time. Pretty much like Malta. Every time he sends that card, his units gets better and stronger. I would like to actually see some of the war wagons as well, because it's gonna actually help with the range and counter some of the Imperial Dragons on the back when the horsemen's in the front. But I don't know, this unit is so good by itself that it doesn't need any help at all. But these guys are pretty much counter, so it could be a problem. And there's a lot of units from Finland. 28 Trabats in the field. More Royal Horsemen coming this way, and they're gonna meet with some of the artillery, but the Trabats are just there. And I think it's just giving a hard time for Loppy, keeping him busy at all fronts as well. So much action happening. Look at his Huguenots as well. He sends the Huguenots as well, so that's why he had more villagers than I was accounting for, because he has 40 villagers and 11 Courier de Boys, or the Huguenots at the South Africa Revolt. And Loppy wants blood. He wants to cross through the Sebastian walls, but it's not that easy. He's exposed. I think he has to wall himself. He's getting walled up big time, and if he continues like this, and I think that's gonna allow Reborn to take more map control, and it's gonna favor him, because he's going to some sort of treaty-like game right at this point. I think Loppy has to protect himself as well, and there's so much economy going on here for Reborn. Let's see, the Highlanders with 500 HP, so these guys also get buffed by Wanderlust. But Trabants do added damage, so they do pretty well against Actually, Musketeers do well, especially Highlanders, but I think we do have more Trabants than actually we have Highlanders in the field, so they're probably gonna lose quite a lot of units here. 24 Trabants here versus the 23. Yeah, the Musketeers do very well against this. Here comes the heavies for the support. That's exactly what they needed. More packs on the walls, sieging the walls. And nobody going for the trade posts as well. Very interesting. There's so much things going on in this game. Here we have more Highlanders. The packs are cheap. It's something of what the Finland can do at this moment with the use of the resources that he has. He still have both factories alive. Unfortunately, he lost a wagon for the copper mine, but the mines are draining out. He's gonna have to send more copper mines in. Talking about the prospective wagons, here they are coming. He's gonna come. He's gonna come. Please don't come. He's on wait block houses. He's building more and more block houses. I think I like this. Let's see the prospect wagons being placed across his torps. They are not any torps, they are Engelsberg torps. Engenbugger. Engenbugger. Oh, he went for some codes. And we're saying they now 5 outposts and 2 track wagons. There's a lot of Highlanders. The Trabants can do nothing against this, but the Trabants is just a way to repel the coverings. But so many Highlanders, man. Look at this. You have 50 Highlanders on the field. This guy's cost 2 pop. That's 100 pop right here. Most civs will just be out of pop out of an army like this. And good micro here with the coverings. Reborn playing with excellence here, taking the heavies for free. The wall is really helping. He's doing everything that he can to survive this, to repel Loppy away. He has a good economy. This game has gone long enough that he can make units like non-stop, and all he has to do is keep the wall in this. His factories are on coin at the moment. He has 6,000 coin. I think might be wise to just upgrade this. I would put this actually on wood. We try to upgrade these factories. That could be a very good investment. He has another shipment. He's gonna go for Wanderlust again, or he's gonna go for the wire wagons. I don't think he has resources for wire wagons at this point. You can't do imperial upgrades. Oh, thanks, Loppy. Thanks for letting me know. Yeah, he has a shipment here. Both of these guys has a shipment, but they're busy fighting. We're going for Karelian pikes, Trabants. There's a lot of coverings. I think Loppy has to stop doing heavies, man. I feel like the heavies are just not good enough. He could have been using these resources but he's on 200 pop as well. It doesn't really matter at this point. I guess the heavies are put into use, so yeah, definitely mortars could really help with the walls. And I think he has to wall himself. I think if he doesn't wall, it's going to be a tricky game where your opponent has walls and the other guy doesn't have wall. At some point, you can just walk in and take what you want. Take factories. And maybe the only thing you can really raid the villagers, because they're not villagers, they're Jaegers. And here comes the Jaegers are doing pretty good work here. And the cover is just going to melt here. Does not have any need for the heavies. The heavies are going to different locations. There we go. I think he lost some of the heavies, but look at that. I have a heavy right there. And he have a foundry here for Reborn outside of his base, and I think he wants to make more horse guns. A very quick wall made here. We have all these structures here that really it's hard to siege. Don't take me wrong, it's pretty good to have them here, but at the same time you can't make any gates. You can't go through them, so it's bad in that sense. You still have a 2000 copper mine here. The Loppy can actually use for torping. That'd be funny. Two shipments stacked for Reborn. I think I'll just send Wanderlust back to back, man, at this point. Loppy, on the other hand, has he sent anything else funny? I don't think so. What did he send? Did he send blackberries? I think he sent blackberries. You can only send Wanderlust 3 times now. Oh, really? It was infinite back in my time. And I didn't know that was a thing. I think he needs mortars, man. It's like, I think he was winning all these fights. And especially, he gets a gap now into the... Because he's on 200 pop here, right? He barely having any villagers working in the back. Go. 6 Halovax Jaegers now. Ha. He makes Halovax Jaegers now. How? doesn't have a church card. He doesn't have even a church. I don't know how he made these guys. Yeah, there we go. So I think he sent these cards here and enables them to active, but they cost 200 coin, I think. No, they cost 80. Nice, nice, nice. So let's compare these guys. So these guys have 300, but they have more HP than the Karelians. They do 39 instead of the 27. Look at the improvement here. Been telling, I told you this is much better. And look at light cavalry, the 2.5 multipliers. I think these guys might have the same 2.5, but they have 3 times bonus against heavy infantry, where this guy don't have 3 times heavy versus heavy. They do. They're just better Jaegers at this point. Now if it's just start actually, but the only difference of the Karelian Jaegers cost wood. He has a lot of wood. He doesn't have any coin to be using, to be sparing. Doesn't have a coin to spare to make Revolt Jaegers. Instead, it's just cheaper to do for the Karelians, right? You would need to send 3 shipments before sending the first one again. Okay, so he's sending this card now. Improve the attack and movement speed of hand infantry units trained in the backs and blockhouses. There we go. They're gonna move faster. We're going for a very late revolt from these guys. Like, we are on 50 minutes. This is an endless war between Reborn and Loppy. South Africa versus Finland. Let's see what else. Reborn, he's stuck on 3 shipments. He can send 900 food, 3 cows, 3 goats, and 3 sheep, and 1 homestead wagon. He could send anything at this point. Could even send this with this in combination with this. Better than just stacking them. Loppy's taking ground though. What's going on here? We're lacking coin. We're struggling with the coin. The units are coming through. Guys, we're doing some skirmishes now. Skirmishes just not gonna cut it. It's just don't cut. They don't do very well versus Trabants, Imperial Trabants at this point with so much more HP. And I think we are finally seeing the score getting closer together, and Loppy is coming through the base, killing the villagers. The Imperial Trabants are finally getting through. The pressure is coming to an end. I think he's getting completely overwhelmed now. The consistently push through of Loppy is actually paying off. He's using the Karelians to gather more resources as well. He's just not stopping, and his units are super fast now. They are on 725 speed here. These look at the Savalak here with 4.4 speed. With military drums and Revolt speed upgrade. And we are on 4 shipment stack, and we are on 30 villagers, so we lost 20 villagers. We are stacking wood and no coin. Finally we got some royal horsemen to deal with the heavies that are sieging his base, and the Trabants are killing all the villagers. If Reborn loses this, I don't see him pulling a comeback. It's probably not a 2-0. Well, I'm not sure. I think he done very, very well. And he managed to actually give a hard day's night here for Loppy. Oh my gosh, I'm actually glad that it's ending, because it's been a journey. We are stuck on this 50 minutes on this game. We still have 4 track wagons on the field. The factories are going down. I think at any time, I think Reborn is just gonna call it. Loppy is just in his base too much, and every shipment that Loppy sends is something useful, you know, like Finland has useful stuff that can still send. He still has like 6 frontier blockhouses. So the factories are gone from Reborn. He still has 10 banks. Once the banks are gone, this game's gonna be over. There's nothing more he can do, and he's insisting actually making supposedly counter units versus Imperial Dragons is the best that he can do because they're cheap. And but look, once they go melee here, all the skirmish is gonna melt. Yeah, it's just too much HP. They have 500 HP, and skirmish does not have enough power to kill great amount of units like that. And now the village is out, and the Dragons is just gonna eat them alive. Because actually, the Dragons do a lot of damage and kill villages really fast. That's the last breath from Reborn. Loppy's gonna take this. Loppy coming hard now. He's wagging shipments as well. He's out of coin. All his units on the field. He's pulling everything now to this final push, sending copper mines, getting blackberries, and getting finally Hotizers. Hotwizers? Motors? Anyway, what's the upgrade? How it's called? Whitezers. I think that's how you say it. How many banks we are on now? 9. So he just took a bank. Yeah, I think that's it. He doesn't have any more shipment to do. That's the good thing about Finland, you know, you can still be sending copper mines and sending blackberries on top of that. And see, these guys still have like 800 food on this. I don't even think you need blackberries. This has 1000. I don't think if you send, they don't stack. So it doesn't really matter if you send this anymore. Just an amazing that Finland factory is still standing there. That's very true. Look at this. They're still alive. That's insane. What is missing in our layout is actually the chat to be present onto this screen here. It'd be really useful for YouTube purposes. And the victory is yours. Take it. It's yours. Come, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. After a long battle between these two gentlemen, we are back to round 2 on Savannah. And we have here on the southern west side of the map, we do have France here on the color blue. Mr. Loppy himself. And the M. Falconetto Specialetto clan. And playing as France. So we haven't seen France. I don't think I have been seeing France on the Revolt Royale 2 yet. Going with the TP, very standard for France. Explorer name, Kevin is my favorite Frenchie. There's goes a nice compliment there from Loppy. And on to the northeastern side of the map, we have Mr. Reborn on the color red, playing at the Mexico. I think we got the perfect color match here. We have French as blue and the Mexicans as red. So this is a perfect color setup here. We do have a TP market opening with the Mexico. Very nice. A little bit idling. We already have decks. So here's the tourney deck. It's a very peculiar map. We do have access to TP this time, so we're gonna give let's look at the circle here of 3D. We do have access to the trading posts. We have access to 3 of them, in fact. We have the Yoruba and the Akan. We have covered these natives in detail on previous matches of the series of other players in but the Yoruba have some nice nice cav that lose HP over time. We have the cloning, this one here. It has like the Yoruba legendaries do inflict poison in melee, siege damage per second for 4 seconds and 2 times against cavalry, so give some extra multipliers. This is a clone of themselves. These ones, your villagers gather wood faster, and And also native units in villages regenerate 1 HP per second when near trees and berry bushes. Interesting. This one for short duration, especially these riders, militia, and regulars keep 20% of their hit points and lose 25% more slowly. So this allows for the European villagers to Minutemen to last longer. And lastly, the last card of this is ships 2 outpost wagons, and the wall grants 1 HP. So that's pretty much I think the engage grants 10 XP upon being built. So if you start to wall into this map, as Reborn did last game, you're gonna start getting experience in shipments. So he's going for, so he went for as Ascender build. Now he's getting land grab. That's gonna allow him to make more Ascenders for free. If not for free, sorry, cheaper, I think. So the right spot is farm. They build faster. Sorry, no, they're cheaper and faster. Yes, they're cheaper and built faster. So they cost 40% less wood, and they are built 70%, 75% faster. And nice, very nice. And looking at his deck here, we do have some interesting cards here. You have machetes, which is insurgents, attacks, and movement speeds are improved. You have presidios, which is enable generals to construct outposts and an extra port. All defensive buildings are cheaper and built faster. He also has the church card. Allows him to send Padre automatically respawn upon defeat. Musket infantry gains 50% hit points in attack, but take 30% longer to train. Third guaranteed. Age 4 ascendants may be sold to refund their resource cost, but have their HP reduced by 35%, build 200% slower, and do not give experience when built. So I don't think it's a great card to be sending, but when you do this, you send this, you probably, if you are in desperate need of resources, it could be a card that you can send. But if you want to make them again, they will just gonna cost more and take longer to be built. That's all about Mexico there. We also have Egypt with the Tlaxcala. Oh my god, it's so hard to say this. Tlaxcala. There we go, some ups on H3 as well. Go Liberation March. Reservistas, which keeps all insurgents with muskets, improves their train speed. You got Presidio Lancers, how about prison? Chinacos inflicts more damage and gain a powerful charged action. We also have the Charreada, which enables Ascenders to spawn Chinacos. We have Chapultepec Castle, ships a fort wagon, and forts have more line of sight and inflict extra damage against heroes. Which heroes is actually the explorers, right? And he's going for textiles. It's just the age up card. It gives 2 settlers, and each new ascend we're also gonna spawn 2 settlers. He also has land grab, so then you're gonna be doing a lot of ascenders. You know, here we go. So we covered quite a lot here. What he can do. Also has a nice early cantina to actually get the 0.6 coin trickle here. Very nice to see. Good start from Reborn there. He's booming really hard. While these explorers are going for the last treasures of the map before going to Loppy's base and deck, we can actually see the map has a nice hill here on both sides of the map with very narrow entrances to the hill. So it has plenty of resources. You can see you have elephants, giraffes, you have 2 mines as well here, silver mines, and plenty of wood. So it's a very strategic movement to place buildings here to block this and actually later on take control of this area. But anyway, we do have Loppy here. He has a church on, and now sending amalgamation, aging up with the bishops. We're gonna get that extra town center. He has and 3 views, 4 views, 700 coin, as you would expect as France. And I think he might actually go 1,000 coin here and go to an F5 straight away, so he can actually send the factories. I think that's what he's might be looking into doing. He also has the French auxiliary combat, which allows all the natives to have their attack and hit points increased by 10%. We have the Ancient Regiment, which is give those Royal Musketeers, and also have Native Warriors combat, 15% hit points and damage. So this guy is just gonna boost the natives, and he can do maybe you're gonna be seeing more use of the Yoruba oil legendaries. You also have the Yoruba as a rider, which is a very great unit. We talk about all the techs that he can get as well. We can also talk about the Akan techs. The Akan techs, we have this one here that gives 1 Akan. Also led by Toughener, the linear experience, a native hero unit. A native hero unit. So this is pretty much like another explorer. I think this is must be a very good card. It must be very tanky. The Akan Pontafrom is a 20% infantry train time and 5% infantry movement speed. So this is pretty much like fencing school with a little bit of movement speed for the infantry. This sends you a gold prospect wagon and gives you 10% gathering on coin mines, on mines overall. The Cocoa Beans gives you 30% food gathering from berries and 10 plus food gathering from farms. So farm and berries upgrade there. And this is a card that can be quite useful if you over gathering food and convert them, all of them, into 50% wood and coin equally, and just only cost 50 food and 50 wood. So very nice to see. So I think that this explorer is so even though it's so it might be useful, I mean, into the long run. Aging up with the Tycoon, we do having Log Flume now being sent by Loppy. We are into the Revolt of the Central America Revolt for Mexico, and we're gonna revolt back to Mexico into H4. We are on 7 Ascendas. I think that's the maximum Ascendas he can make. He also has 2 Cathedrals. He probably sends another Cathedral during the Revolt. And these Cathedrals are gated because they give HP. So they give you 2, not HP, sorry. XP. They give 2 XP per second. It's quite a lot. And also they repair buildings into their surroundings. I don't have anything that... there we go. If I hold Alt, you can see all these buildings that are damaged into these surroundings will be healed over time because of this church. And this as well. Look, all these Ascendas here will be healed over time. Almost, I think all of those Ascendas are in protection of this massive cathedral right in the middle. Very nice placement here for this cathedral as well, because it's going to heal pretty much all of the Ascendas. And there we go. Easy revolting back to Mexico. And all the Ascendas now are in production of the cows. And the cows will act as a booster for the Ascendas to generate resources, villagers, coin. So great investment there. And you can also consume the cows at some point. Instead of putting villagers on the Ascendas, you can actually put the cows, and you're gonna have like extra income as well from them. So great great use of the cows here. Yeah, they are slow to get them. I think within 15 minutes of a revolt, you might not be able to actually get the use of the cows very much, but it's better to have them. I don't know. I think going for coin here, he's on a 0.30 coin, so he's almost like a villager on coin. So these guys are on 78, so it's half a villager each ascendant with nobody on them. And maybe it's worth having so 3 villages on coin, or should you have 7 ascend the zone making cows. I'm not sure. There we go. We ascend in the Shaheada. The Shaheada is gonna allow him to bring Chinacos for free. A good card, because once you get revolted, you have free Chinacos. That's super powerful, and that's not the same as getting those Curateros. These are Chinacos. They are stronger than better. Plus, we're gonna have the Caballeros as well. And once you have Caballeros, they're gonna have a laser attack. Well, they already have a laser attack. It's just gonna have a +1 melee mode. What does it give? Increased damage to infantry and can strike from additional range. Okay, so they can hit. They can probably hit a unit that has a melee mode before they can actually get to them because of the extra range that they have. Interesting. So here comes the Chahos upgrade for the Chinacos. Then they call Chaho at this point, or Chaho in Portuguese at least. CH just is like this cha sound instead of the cha like English. So this is probably Chaho. Double R is a H sound. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe in Spanish it's Charo or Charo. Who knows? Doesn't matter. There we go. Sending the native ups. Both factors already sent. And 1 minute to the end of 3D. We're getting close to the timer. Reborn has revolted now. With the Californios. And the Californios are working on the Ascendas. Look, a great use of the multiple click here to put them to work straight away. Now the Ascendas are gathering. Are they working? They don't look like they're working at all. But he's sending ranchos. Allow Californians to harvest those animals and work at the Ascendas. So that's the first thing he's sending here. So they are just in position to work. As soon as the card comes in, we're gonna have then a work. I just want to see that coming through. We do have the Canadian Revolt. I think it is. It looks like the Canadian flag. Look at that. They're gonna be now working at these Ascendas. And now these Ascendas are training Chinacos at faster speed here. Because we have so many of these Californians working on the Ascendas. And now the Chinaco is just gonna be spawning for free here really fast. Or they're just working. It's just gathering resources, but they're making units instead. It's pretty much the same thing. And they come one at a time. And you have like your whole economy here. You have like 60 units making probably like 1 Chinaco at a time. Here comes a bunch more of this California sent here into the shipment. We do have here the Canadian Revolt for Loppy. And I really like the Canadian Revolt from the bits. From the French perspective, it's not as great, but once you go for the if the French can actually revolt into a French revolt and go to the Napoleons, but instead they went for the Canadians though. I don't know. I have a favorite, and I think Reborn has a good plan here. It's gonna be really hard for Loppy into this particular matchup, but I might be wrong. We do have the use of the natives. He still has great economy. He has 41 courier. The boy, or now actually Metis Voyager. Sounds like French instead of Canadian. These guys are the Royal Guard Dragoons. So he sent the Regiment Ancien and he's be able to make them. A bunch of more units just showed up because he sent something that's gonna give him a bunch of royal wagons. What did you do, sir? You did something. But no time to waste. Here comes Reborn. And now he's making... He can actually make more villagers. I don't know if he wants more villagers or not at this point. He wants to be overpopped. But I think his whole plan is here going for Chinacos. And Loppy has a good idea going for Dragoons. But it's not enough. He has Falconets, but only against a massive cav, and the Voyagers have 243 HP here. I don't know if you could have actually sent a Canadian Revolt. You could have sent Pioneers. Would affect the Voyagers? I'm not sure. I don't know if these are villages or not, or they're revolutionaries. Oh boy. Oh boy. The only problem is that this cav is going to be coming and stop. And the economy from the Californians aren't great. All he's doing now is actually sending Chinacos. That's the initial strategy, and he's going to be chasing all this Royal Guard Dragoons. They're gonna definitely connect. It's just so many units being popped, and you can see the noise here. It's just like oh, and it's a constant massacre of 3 units here. Great strategy from Reborn. It's just overwhelming Loppy's units. I don't think Loppy is gonna be able to do much. He's on 18 villages. I think this is over already. He hasn't even started to play around with this. But I think the Canada Revolt... I was expecting French Revolt. I think French Revolt would be much better. But it's just Reborn. It's a god doing this. He's really prepared for this tournament. Like, this is such a good strat. French Revolt would have been what? Oh la la. Well, he's counterpicked this with excellence. And the factories are down. And there's so many Chinacos in the field. That's insane. And the only problem here, the heavies are not gonna do much against heavy cav here, especially one at a time. It's just not gonna be enough. We do have... Oh boy. I can say that these as well. Yeah. But the Canadians are sending Lenape allies. 22 Lenapes. Let's see this. How do they look? What do they do? But we are on 57 maximum pop here. Let's see how the Lenape deals with this many Narcos. I don't think they're gonna do great. The village is not gonna do great either. They're barely doing any damage. They're just not as great for a very late revolt. I think they might be very good at a supremacy match, but maybe just not as great for a revolt one. I mean, a very well defined and strategic plan from Reborn managed to take this win. Very well played, very well played indeed. And that was very easy to execute, and completely overwhelmed his opponent, and he taking this win for the final round. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, comrades. We are back here to the final series of Loppy Reborn. Loppy going with the Dutch with the color blue on the north side of the map. Nerf CM, please nerf CM. And we're seeing a lot of Dutch happening onto this tournament. It's a very popular choice. And we also have here Mr. Reborn. I'm actually very glad he's picked Brits. I think it's a very strong Civ. It's probably one of the strongest revolts in the game, in my opinion. And gonna have a great economy. You know, I assume Loppy is probably gonna go to the USA, and Reborn probably gonna go to Canada. But this time it's a better Canada, you know. And it's not just same as a French Canada. This is Brits Canada, the original colonizers. So this is actually much stronger. And yeah, that's the matchup. He's gonna be playing the color red with Mr. Arthur Cabot. Finding 700 wood here. This map has some nice treasures, and we have this very distinct lines here in the map, in the middle of the map. This is the first time we actually get to see this map. You know, I have actually seen it. This is the Texas from the... This is all the Mexico Showdown series. We're in from Mexico into Savannah, and now we're into Texas. So we are into the Americas here. Um, so very, very nice. This is actually the Central America maps. So that's it. Never seen this map before. We do have access to a trade post as well, both sides. If the Dutch is opting for a house, and I think he's just gonna age up first and save that wood for a bank, for the first bank. I would prefer to actually having the TP myself. I think having the extra shipments down the line is just better, but that's me. It does not have the card. Is that the one that sends the? Yeah, he doesn't have that card that makes heavy cav. Is it something that he's gonna be missing here? So let's see. It's aging up now with Quartermaster. Is gonna get the wood to help the banks. We are sending now. So he did send Greenwich at the time, which keeps a trade post wagon. So he went in and did a native post, but also improves the politician technology research by decreasing the research time by 20%. So every time you age up faster, and their technology research by 20%. So you can see here the trading post. This is the Comanche settlement, giving him a 35 trickle as well. He can make Comanche horse archers. They are light cavalry and they do not require population space. You can also have a 5% cavalry and shock infantry movement speed upgrade, a 10% cavalry and shock HP upgrade, and lastly 10% coin reduction on cost of technologies. So your upgrades will cost 10% less. There we go. Let's see, Loppy was up to sending 700 wood. He's also already got himself the trade post from the Comanche settlement. I think that's the only. There's another one sneaking on the corner here, and that's the Apache one. The Apache settlements. The Apache settlements gives 15% villager HP and movement speed. The cactus use makes your villagers more OP, so could be pretty good for Canada. It gives 5% military movement speed, so that's another improvement for speed of military here. And Apache Raiders gives 1 Apache cavalry attack multiplier versus villagers. So if you're actually making these babies, they gonna have extra damage for villagers, and they have some more ranged resistance than dragoons. So that's an interesting settlement. It's outside of the area of the treaty, but they can do them after they revolt or after the 15 minutes mark. Going for steel traps. Loppy. Oh, look at this. I actually see a flaw on my design here. Let me fix this quickly. I can quickly fix this by doing this and this. Hold on. Let's fix this. I can select this. Audio capture. Oh, I'm so dumb. There we go, much better. Yeah. Look at this. He's already going for the cav upgrade. And I think he's gonna go for USA Revolt and probably gonna get some of the Carabiniers. So this anti-cav is gonna be stronger. Very early for that. So I also can probably get this as well. Gonna get more HP for the cav. I think it's probably gonna go for that as well. And actually no. What is that? What the one do? This is the Comanche, right? The Comanche, this one he sent. Yeah. So all this is only cav upgrades all the way. So it's worth sending. I don't know why he sent that early though. And this one. 10% coin cost for technologies. Oh, makes your technologies cost less. So I wonder if it makes everything, all those upgrades as well, cheaper. I think it probably technologies does like unit upgrades and maybe arsenal upgrades. I'm not sure. There we go, getting the religious reform to get the coffee trade. We are on 5 banks, I assume. We are on 4 banks instead. So not going as greedy. Allow him to have extra pop. And actually to reach age 3 to send 1000 wood. And have nobody actually chopping wood. So it's a very different way of going about this. Saving himself time in the shipment. He did send 700 wood and 700 coin, I assume. Yeah. Do you think the church tax are also cheaper for him? It doesn't show here how much it would have been. I think this was 75 before, right? I think these things don't count. Oh, yeah, look at that. See? It's 1500 for mercantilism and now it's 1350. So there we go. Everything is cheaper here. This probably was 100 something. Very nice. It's only coin cost that gets reduced. Oh yes, that's true. That's true. Everything that costs coin. I wonder if even this would be, so even this for example would be cheaper, right? So instead of 225 it probably would be something like 300 whatever. 280. So this costs 900. I don't know how they would have cost otherwise. Blue guards is 2000, I'm pretty sure. They cost 1800 now. Even especially like mercantilism for 1350. Very nice. Age up with the bishop. So now getting for Viceroy for the Dutch. The Viceroy gives him 5 settlers and a 400 coin. Very interesting age up, and I have never seen this age up in my life. And he's gonna get 5 villagers out of this. Very interesting age up there. Sending 1000 wood followed by, and Reborn aging up with the logistician. The British logistician. I think you got a fort. Oh, yes, you got a fort. He did not make use of the Comanche trade. I think he missed the point. Interesting deck. Oh, you're gonna see little bombards. But I'm pretty sure you're gonna be seeing terraced houses. Is it even have amalgamation? We still have a lot of coin here. Sometimes I wonder if it's best to take your village away from your base and start getting, like, for example, this coin mine over here, this hunts over there, instead of consuming the stuff that is inside your base at this point. As long as you respect half of the map, you can be hurting all of this hunt here, this herds here, you can hunt this as well and do this mine as well. There's a lot of walking though, that's for sure. You don't want to delay as much too much. Now Loppy making use of his envoy, getting some of the visibility here into Reborn's base. Double factories, followed by 3. Look at the name of this, the Congreve rockets. So Reborn, being safe, trying to defend the initial push with the rockets. We're seeing Loppy using factories for heavies in both of his matches. I wonder if he's gonna keep with that pattern. We are on 7 banks now with the use of the coffee trade and in mercantilism. So now we're stacking shipments here back to back to 2 factories, followed by the cavalry combat. And we are 2 minutes in for the end of treaty. And I think the factories will be able to gather the remaining resources for the revolt. Here comes the second factory for Loppy. Whereas the second factory for Reborn just arrived. Now sending the rockets. It's gonna actually send that. More villagers going for the hunts. A nice back herd here, unintentionally. There's a nice back line as well here for wood gather into this map. Look at this. I hope this is symmetrical. There's a lot of wood there. I don't think you're gonna have any issues with wood gathering into this game. We are 1 minute apart and we are going for South Africa and not USA. Interesting. Are we gonna be seeing some war wagons this time? I hope we see. We don't have the cards for Royal Dragoons. Hopefully we've seen this being sent. There we go. But Canada is gonna do a lot of infantry though. And that's why I'm a bit scared for Loppy. Because it might work very well for Reborn, even though war wagons in a big mass can deal with everything pretty much. As long as he can keep in a good economy and keeping popping war wagons like no tomorrow, I think you're gonna be okay. Let's see. Reborn now. Hope he sent terraced houses. Otherwise, you're gonna be in trouble. He's not making villages out of that. I don't think he sent terraced houses, man. These are manor houses and not terraced houses. I think that's a big flaw here for the Brits. I think he missed the point. I really like that card, especially because then you can actually get pioneers. But yeah, you're gonna have to also find yourself food as well. But at this point, he didn't have any musketeers to transform them also into the how do you call them thing? Feel something? Phillies or something? So he's sacrificing his explorer. Fencibles, yes. Thanks, Slow Pitch, for that. The Arthur Cabot going for exploration into Loppy's base. You actually don't want them prior unless you are attacking.
I am sorry, grieved. Right. I may not steer.
But don't you... So he upgraded now them. So he already making fencibles out of the bat. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, he can still make them. And, another shipment for Canada. He's going for villager trickle. 15 coin while gathering animals. And 10 coin while gathering from other natural resources. Interesting. Okay, here comes a raid for Loppy with the some war wagons and some skirmishes. So skirm gun comp gonna be able to catch Let me have a look. Reborn, Loppy. You can switch between them now. Sees the raid, he sees the attack. The front here coming from Reborn decided to come back. We also have some bank wagons here focusing in economy. We are on exactly 14 war wagons. Can 14 war wagons deal with this? We have a couple of rockets, a good pressure here for Reborn, going straight for the factories. That's the most precious unit that Loppy has been having since this tournament, and I think he's gonna commit to this, and I think that's gonna be pretty much worth it for him. Minuteman being called by Loppy. The Heavy is doing great work, managed to take a rocket, but the rocket is gonna finish that factory and is successfully dwindling this economy from the Dutch, and he's gonna go for the bank, and the rocket is gonna be able to take down the Heavy with ease. And now he retreats a little bit to actually use the rocket fire against the war wagons, and they're very expensive units, but the more rockets coming through, the Defensibles gonna dwindle as well. They are on 25 Defensibles here. Another bank goes down in the next volley, and we have more Defensibles here. Reinforcements, a bank and a factory so far. A good entry nonetheless. That's gonna deny some of the economy early on, and the rockets are focusing on the banks, on the economy, while the Defensibles are dealing with the war wagons. What a great strategy, and I think if he managed to keep this up, it's gonna pay out for him. I mean, the only problem with the banks, you cannot walk them, so they're not just like villages. You just get stuck and you can't move away. Canada has bunch of resources, but he's losing a lot of stuff here. He's losing all the rockets, and I think he wants the factory. He starts for the factory. He doesn't want to deal with this until the late game, and I think he can afford the military laws, I think. Or he's chasing villagers. Interesting. He's actually going to find them, and then he's ignoring military at this point. I don't know if it's wise, but he's definitely going to take a lot of damage here into the villagers. More rockets coming through. The rockets going to be dealt with the war wagons here. I think he can just make more villages, no? And he just cost coin. He's going to plenty of coin, but all the Defensibles are dying. Yeah, Canada's economy isn't great. Yes, if it's in great, then he's going to be in trouble because he's losing everything here. He's just completely ignoring war wagons, and it's gonna come a big wave of war wagons, and that's gonna go into Loppy's favor here. It was a great idea at the beginning with the factory and possibly at the bank so far, but now at this point I feel that Loppy is way ahead, especially because you don't want to allow them to have this amount of Imperial war wagons. And going for villages where they have so many banks still on the field, they can simply make more villagers. I don't think villages is something that you want to take down. Into the Canada world, we are going for mills here. We have 78 villagers, so I don't think the economy is bad because you have a lot of villagers, I assume, but you have 2 shipments. The war wagons are coming. The rocks is not going to be doing great. And the 34 Defensibles deals with this many war wagons. I'm not sure. Oh, the rocket is just gonna melt here. He's never gonna have a chance to have a single shot, so there's 2 rockets to waste, and 2 shipments unused. Yeah, he's getting verily punished by Loppy. Loppy taking control of this game, and proving that the higher yellow can take a game here, even though it might not be his forte. But what does Reborn do now? He's sending pioneers, lacking food. He doesn't have terraces, so he can't really remass his village. He loses the villagers, he can't make them really fast again. But you still have a great mass of Fencibles come into a raid down the south. Maybe we might take a lot of like a base trade. I think base trade who would be more favorable here. I also see a capital here for Loppy. I think all the economy here is going to be idle now this side of the map, where onto the economy from Loppy is pretty much from banks. But he might be able to take a lot of villages here. He can actually go for the factory. I think probably best. Because it's just come more 10. I think this 10 war wagons will be able to deal with the Fencibles here. Don't even know he can take the factory in time. And meanwhile, he's gonna lose some village of his own. That's like 6 here as well. Decides to go for his factories as well. The factories are only producing rockets. They could be on food, and refusing to use his shipments. Reborn is in a predicament and is refusing to use his villagers. He could have sent anything here to just help. I would probably send the Highlanders here as well. That could be great shipments here. Back to back, he could have sent this 2 times. Highlanders would be very, very useful now. It takes the factories, but Loppy don't think he cares too much about factories. He's on a 9 bank economy with 46 villagers, and he started being run down across the map. And look at this, he has another town center built here. Also wagging some shipments himself. The wire wagons are being dealt by these beautiful pathfinders, but what is the total damage of these guys? So 17 units still. These guys have so much HP. They have 1000 HP because they are Imperial war wagons. They're very low HP, but they are still doing great work. And look at these guys have 300 HP. So they do a lot of damage. These are the ones that do a lot of damage. They do 23 damage with they don't do light artillery, so they just do 23 damage. Yeah, war wagons, they are strong, and they have 20% melee resist. I got some shipments going on. Missed what he sent. Also, we're sending this shipment here. Gonna send here more 12 villagers. He's on 38 villages. He lost about 60 villagers at this point. Managed to take all the factories, but South Africa coming strong. He has 25 war wagons, and he's trying to batch 5 more. With 2 shipments back to back. He could have been sending Wanderlust maybe if he hasn't sent so far. He's going for 5 military wagons now. So this ships 4 veteran war wagons, and Reborn calls it. And Loppy just takes the win. That was there was nothing else that Reborn could have done. He did a great job coming up so far, and allowing Loppy to take the lead and advance into the quarterfinals of the series.